Hello everybody, how's it going out there? Just checking in today. It is March 23rd, Friday. It's about 6 p.m. or so, I'd imagine now. I've been stopped for a good hour and a half. I had to take care of a few things. Had a little issue with my iPass the other day. I don't know what had happened to it, but I got an email saying it didn't replenish. You know, the money didn't replenish. And then I checked my credit card, and I don't know, I had available balance on my credit card, and I logged into the account, and I clicked the refresh account, and it went through. So I don't know, it must have been a glitch in the system, or maybe they were having issues with it or something. I don't know. But luckily, you know, you have that reserve. I had like a $50 reserve in my account, so it still paid the tolls in West Virginia for me. I just want to make sure it pays them going back, because you get a pretty nice little discount on that. But yeah, I shut her down today. The wind is crazy here. I checked the weather out just before I started the video. 28 mile an hour sustained winds right now. Gust of 60. Some states I might run that, but Virginia, West Virginia, it's just another complexity with running the mountains and the curves and everything. I don't want to deal with it. To be honest with you, it's not worth it to me. Not at that rate. I seen a Schneider contractor truck pass me. There was a truck stop about 4 miles back. I thought about getting off there. I was like, nah, I think I'll push on a little bit. You know, I seen a couple signs, rollover warnings, you know, that type of thing. And then the contractor truck passed me. And, oh man, I don't know if he was loaded light or what it was, but we went over a little area where there were some trees on each side of the road. So we had a pretty steady wind on the driver's side, and then the trees blocked it. So, you know, we were kind of steering for the shoulder a little bit. We were steering for the inside, you know, like the inside shoulder. And then the trees hit, you know, and the wind stops. So now we're swerving this way into the, you know, into the left lane. And then, you know, the wind kicked back right after we went past the trees, so it pushed us back this, you know, back toward the right side of the freeway. It was a mess. I mean, like, my truck in that probably about 3 truck lengths of driving went from, you know, in the right lane, kind of centered, to about a foot, maybe a little less, but I was over the center dash line. And then immediately, by the time I corrected for that, you know, I steered it back this way a little bit, and then the wind caught me, so I overcorrected on that one. You know, so I went from in the left lane a little bit to the rumble strip at about a truck length, and it was rough. I thought Schneider guy was going over. I mean, not really. He didn't think he was actually going to tip over, but I guarantee you it got his attention the way he done, because he did the same thing I did, only seeing it from the back. Maybe it just looked worse. Maybe mine looked that bad from the back, but that trailer was on quite a lean. So I was like, okay, I know there's a truck stop about 4 miles up. I'm done for the day. I'm not gonna get out here and fight it. You know, I don't know. I like my truck, but it seems like this Freightliner, you know, they're lightweight trucks. The wind kicks my ass sometimes, and the wind was kind of a bit of a headwind, side wind, and you know, I pulled over here and I checked the weather, and it said, you know, by in the morning the wind will be died down to, like, you know, a couple mile an hour. So I'm like, shut it down. I run it in the morning. I get better fuel mileage. Of course, going through the mountains, it won't be great, but you know, we'll deal with that when we deal with that. But yeah, it's Friday afternoon. I picked up a load over in High Point, North Carolina, and I had about a 130 mile deadhead to it. It's about an 11, I don't know, maybe 1,200 mile load. Pays $1,800. It's a Dryvan load. It's hardwood flooring. Going up to Egan, Minnesota. So that's going to run me right back toward the house. So I took it. So it's not the greatest paying load, but I'll save $100 or so not having to run the reefer. I mean, I'd rather run reefer freight. The way they load it, I like that better, you know. And then what I mean by load it, like, this Dryvan freight, man, they are rough on Dryvans. That guy was loading this, and I was like, oh man, like, you know, luckily I was coming out of the office, you know, and like the truck, I was getting loaded right by the office door. I asked the guy, you know, if he could be a little careful going down the sidewalls, because as soon as he went in the trailer, he was bumping it on the side and running it all the way down the side. And I'm just like, you know, and I told him, I said, you know, that's insulated walls, and that's foam, you know, behind that little thin sheet of plastic. I said, that's foam, you know, that's not like a Dryvan trailer. And I don't know if he knew that already, but I kind of explained it to him, you know. But I mean, he was cool about it. You know, I really hate telling somebody how to do their job, but on that case, I had to, because I was afraid he's going to bust the trailer up doing that. You know, he's kind of, as soon as he would go in the trailer, he would forklift, and he'd put the pallet against the wall and just run it down the wall. And as a refrigerated driver, I cringe when I see that, because I've had holes busted in walls before by people doing that. And this being hardwood floors, you know, it wasn't like cardboard boxes that would give any, so you know, I had to ask him to not do that. But he loaded it real quick, maybe 30 minutes load time. It's a pretty heavy load. It's like 41,500 pounds. I got the paperwork right here. Yeah, well, it don't tell how many pallets it is. It says quantity one truckload, I guess is what they mean by that. 41,400 pounds. I scaled it right there at the Flying J on the Virginia-North Carolina line, right where 74 and was it 74, 77 meet. Scaled it there. Everything checked out good. I put on 75 gallons-ish, about $250 worth of fuel there. So I'm hoping this load just, you know, very non-eventful, smooth load, but had to shut it down because of the wind. Wasn't gonna force it through the wind all afternoon. I was surprised more guys didn't shut it down early. I don't know, I guess they're better or braver than I am, but yeah, I was over it after I drove through it for a little while. But yeah, I'll update you along the way, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Later. Yeah, how's it going out there, everybody? Updating this trip I got from High Point, North Carolina over to Minneapolis. It's March 24th, Sunday. I don't know, it's probably like 1:30 or so p.m. I'm at the Flying J in Roberts, Wisconsin, which is exit 10 right before you cross over into Minnesota. Probably going to chill here for the night. Fixing to go in and get a shower, do all that. But yeah, I'm here at, I don't really prefer this truck stop. When I'm heading toward the house, I do stop here occasionally because, you know, I can make my drop early in the morning and be at the house pretty quick from here. But yeah, I call this Flying J Rookieville. I don't know, it's an odd parking lot, so it they push the snow up in real inconvenient places. But I don't know. There's always a lot of people struggling to back into spots here. It's one of those bad Flying J designs, really. If you think about it and look at it, it's you know, the front row when you come in has is the edge of the parking lot. You are going to be, you know, facing whenever you back in, and it doesn't give you a lot of room to work with. And then they push the snow up there as well. Then to me, you come down and the opposite side is the best parking spot, because you got open space. You know, basically straight line backed into where I'm at right now. You know, you don't get blocked in over here as bad as you would, you know, at the other side. And then when you come around this other side, it's like the parking spots are at an angle, but they're at the wrong angle. So you have to go and do almost a complete turnaround to get any kind of angle on backing in there. And I always like to face my truck. That's why I park here. Like, if I come to this truck stop, I try to get here early because it gets packed, you know, because all the people that are coming into Minneapolis tomorrow are going to stay here. Or there's a little tiny TA at the exit 4, but most of the guys come here, you know, the big mega carriers come here. I normally would go to the TA, but I didn't fuel at the TA this week. I fueled at the Flying J in West Virginia, so I've got a shower credit here. I typically stay away from TA, Flying J, pilots. If I can, you know, I like to get my fuel at like smaller truck stops like the Speedways and the Ambest. But I don't get free showers doing that, but I save enough money on the fuel that I can pay for a shower and still come out ahead. Not a big fan of these, you know, big brands. They lead to a lot of mega carrier, you know. I don't know. I started off somewhere. I ain't saying there, you know. I'm not trying to knock everybody for being a rookie, you know, if they're a rookie, but you know, I try to stay away from it if I can. I actually got a busted mirror cover right now because of people doing rookie shit. So probably make a video about that. I'm not sure if I'll I don't know, supposed to have a cover coming for it, so it didn't really mess up my mirror that bad, but it busted the outer cover, you know, on the Cascadias. You know, they get that plastic cover that goes around them. So yeah, I got a busted one on the driver's side right now. Actually didn't even notice it till I was going down the road the other day. I was like, I got to looking out and I was like, that mirror don't look right, and got to looking, I was like, oh shit, my cover's busted. So I guess that happened when I wasn't watching, or I mean, I don't know if it. I don't know. It's I think I know when it happened. Pretty sure I know when it happened. But yeah, I don't know. Just updating the vlog. Not a whole lot going on with this trip. Pretty standard trip is how I like to run them. My Detroit tea kettle, if you watched my other videos where I talked about poking the hole in the radiator cap, my Detroit tea kettle did really good coming through the mountains there, coming back through West Virginia. I got, this loads 41,500 pounds of hardwood flooring. The beauty of a reefer trailer, you know, if you don't mind, them being a little rough with your trailer, sometimes you can pull Dryvan freight. Of course, you know, I got a reefer trailer for a reason. I prefer to get the money for the reefer loads, but the beauty of, you know, having the reefer trailer is, you know, when I find a Dryvan load that's paying okay coming straight back to Minneapolis, you know, I can run that and make that happen. And, you know, that's what I did. Was glad I got it. Delivers tomorrow morning. It's a window delivery anytime tomorrow. It's going to a hardwood flooring distribution place, so should be in and out of there early in the morning. I think I'm actually going to dodge the Minneapolis traffic because I don't really have anything to do tomorrow other than get this unloaded. So I think what I'm going to do in the morning is I'm going to get up at probably like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm going to run through Minneapolis because it delivers in Eagan, Minnesota, which is like south of St. Paul. It's around the airport, so that little area gets to cranking pretty early. So yeah, here we go. We got some rookie parking going on here. He's going to head first into a slanted spot. It's okay. He's blocking the guy in now that's to his left, and he can't come straight out in the morning because there's a box truck parked there, but I guarantee that box truck leaves and then a semi pulls in there and he's stuck in there. I don't know. Maybe he's leaving. Let's see. I got you here. I can flip you around and hopefully you can see what's going on there. Yeah, you can see what's going on there. I don't know what he's trying to do. Maybe he's going to pull up straight next to the other semi and you know, that's not a parking spot he's parking in there, by the way. So if he pulls up far enough, what he's going to do is he's going to get himself blocked in, because if you see beside that box truck, there is a parking spot there, and I guarantee you before the day's up, someone parks in that spot. It's classic for this truck stop. Like no one parks this truck stop like you can. You know, if you look here, well, the pillar's in the way. I'm sorry, let me pop this off. If you look between You know, you got an International Freightliner, and then if you look right there, kind of in the center of the screen, there's a spot right there beside that grain truck. You know, the guy could park right there, but I don't know. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. I mean, I park here, you know, sometimes just for the entertainment factor, really. They park it like such rookies here. I love it. Love watching it. Highly entertaining. But yeah, if you see, now that I got this back up here, if you see here, one thing that kills me about this truck stop is all the spots are angled the wrong way. So you get a lot of guys doing this nose in parking. What he doesn't realize in the morning over here, they're going to park that where that snowbank is and those other trucks. They'll park that out about 10 trucks past the parking spot. I've seen them do it before. This truck stop is like, during the winter time, I will not park here anymore. I parked here one time in the winter, a couple years ago, and I've never seen such I don't know how to put it, idiocy, I guess would be the word. I mean, you know, that pretty much that whole roll there that I was showing got blocked in because guys parked that out from over there. You know, they went about 10 to 12 out past where you're supposed to, you know, like the end of the line. There's a light pole there, you know, that signifies the end of the parking, but a lot of guys don't get that hint. You know, these roads get a little snow on them, and they're like, I gotta get off the road no matter what. And justifiable sometimes, but it also, you know, you can't block people in, you know. It's like when these guys park at the rest area and they park behind the trucks that are in parking spots late at night. You know, I've done that myself before. For a 30-minute break, I do that sometimes, especially if, you know, if all the spots are taken and I know I'm not blocking anyone from getting a spot, I'll do that and leave the spots open for the guys that are going to park all night, you know, if I'm just doing a 30 there. Or if I park like that, sometimes I have parked like that in like when I'm just out of hours and I'm planning on staying at that rest area and I didn't maybe plan my day out as good as I, you know, not knowing the area sometimes, you know, you get into places like that. And I mean, I've parked like that, but, you know, I set my alarm for like 3 or 4 hours after I go to sleep and wake up and see if there's a spot, and then I pull into it because, you know, to block 7 or 8 spots for 10 hours it's a real asshole move. And, you know, I never said I wasn't an asshole, but maybe just not that stinky of an asshole. But yeah, I don't know. That's my little rant for the day. There we go. I rambled some. But yeah, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to go get a shower and, I don't know, probably get a piece of Flying J pizza. You know, that Flying J pizza is, I count that off on my taxes because I take the, you know, that cardboard triangle thing that it comes in. See, I tell the IRS that I'm buying that. I'm not buying pizza. I buy that because, man, that grease on the inside of that, you shine your tires with that shit, and, man, you put that on your tires, they will shine for like 3 months. I don't care if it's salty, if it's rainy, that grease will, like anything, come right off of that. So, that's a little nugget, that's a little tip for you today. Buy you a Flying J pizza, tell them to put it individually. You know, don't let them double stack it in there, because you want as much of that greasy cardboard as you can get to shine your tires with. But yeah, tip of the day. Talk to you later when I finish up the load, guys. I'll let you know how the unload goes. Thanks for watching. Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Giving you the numbers here, wrap up the trip. I made it home. I'm out of the truck. I actually shot this video of the truck, but I must have erased it somewhere along the way. I've been out of the truck for about 2 days now. Should be going back out tomorrow. But yeah, so the numbers on the load from High Point, North Carolina back to Minneapolis. The load was worth $18.50. I think earlier in the video I might have said it was worth $18, but I got to looking at it, and I noticed on the paperwork after I delivered, I was sending it in, it said $18.50 on the com sheet, whatever. $18.50 to the carrier, $14.80 to the truck. I spent $700 on truck fuel, which $100 of that was right at the end of the load. I really didn't need to put fuel in, but I wanted to have a little extra for when I get back out on the road tomorrow or Thursday. So I went ahead and put $100 in. I was kind of glad I did, because I took a little side project that I'll tell you about in a minute when I get done with this. But so yeah, 700 truck fuel. I put $27 in DEF, and that was a Dryvan load. That was hardwood flooring, so no reefer fuel on that one. Left me $753 on that run. Wasn't a really great paying load. I took it only because it was coming straight back to the house. Not a horrible thing, but you know, not too bad. After I do my maintenance money back on that, it's like $300 a day profit. Not as great as I want it to be, but it's not bad for a run back to the house. But I had a little side project. I actually dropped the load really quick. It was, let's see, I had a 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. appointment at the receiver, and I showed up at 7 o'clock. By 7:40 I was back on the road. So I took my truck down to the yard. I was going to park it down there. I haven't been parking up by the house because back in the winter it snowed, and where I parked was not very good after they plowed all the snow, so I just parked it at the yard. So I went down there, and when I pulled in the yard, I noticed there was a truck down the way from where I was going to park, and he had his hood up, and I went and checked in with him, and just to see if I could help, and so after I checked on him, he was like, well, my truck's been derated. I can't get it to, regen or whatever. He had a Volvo. It was like a 2015 Volvo or something like that. But, I didn't know what to do with it. So I went back to doing my thing. And about 10 minutes after that, the guy that owns the company that we're both leased to, he showed up. And after he talked to the guy, I could tell he seen, they talked for a minute. They figured out what was going on. I seen him kind of turn his head back and look at me, and I was like, oh, I should have hid. He saw me, because I kind of figured he was going to have me deliver that load, because that load was only delivering like 30 minutes away from where we were at. So he comes up and he asks me, he's like, well, what's your plans for today and all this? And I was like, well, I was going to go home. I only got 2 hours left for the whole week, my 70. And he was like, I couldn't interest you in running a load of water over to Costco for me, could I? And I was like, well, I don't know. I was like, I really, I kind of just wanted to get in my car and go to the house. And, I was willing to do it, but I was just wanting to see what the money was, honestly. And so he said, yeah, I'll give you $150 to run it up there. And at first I was like, yeah, I don't know. $150, but then I got to thinking, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not rich. Hell yeah, I'm gonna take my ass up the road 30 miles for $150. So yeah, I ran it up there. It went real smooth. I drove it. It was about 45 minutes up to Costco where I had to deliver it. It was a store load, but it was just bottled water from Nestle. So I ran it up there, and then I came back, and yeah, made $150 in about, 2.5 hours, 3 hours maybe. But right now, my truck is in the shop. I'm hoping that they have it done tomorrow morning. I'm getting the air conditioner system worked on. I was kind of getting away with it all winter because the Freon lines running from the compressor into the firewall and that little junction box that's on the firewall, that little aluminum box. I believe the O-rings or something are gone in it, because I put some Freon in it and it just blew the, it's got the dye and the Freon. It just came out all right there. So, yeah, that's what was up with that. So, hopefully it's done tomorrow. But yeah, boy, running these southern states the last couple weeks, it has not been fun with no AC. So, I had to get that worked on, get that fixed. But yeah, the truck did very good coming back. My Detroit tea kettle did all right. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, guys, that's what's up. If you add that 150 that I made to the 753, which I am, because it was kind of same trip. I'm not going to do a second trip on a 30-mile run. That puts us at 903. And I picked that up Friday afternoon, delivered Monday morning. So, say 100 to the maintenance account. That leaves 803, basically on a 2-day run, because I didn't run hardly any of it Friday. I only had 40 miles left to do today. Technically, I think I drove 200 miles Friday. So, you might say it was a 3-day run. But yeah, that's what's going on, guys. I'm here at the house. Hopefully, everybody's doing great out there. If you could, please share, like, and subscribe to the video for me. Trying to grow the channel. You know the routine. Just click that like button. Share it with somebody if they're a trucker and you think they might learn something from it. Because honestly, that's what the content is here. I don't want to get into any of the drama on YouTube or any of that. That's above my pay grade, I guess you could say. I just want to talk about what I'm doing and, the things I'm doing to make money, because that's the channels I like watching, is the guys that are actually out here doing it, making money, and to see how they're doing it and incorporate that into mine, my business and my channel. Not to copy anyone, what their content, but it'll be my content, but, if I can incorporate somebody's, that's what separates us from the apes. We can verbally communicate way better and tell, each other how to do things without having to show or, do it the hard way. So hopefully you like the channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to get off here. But yeah, y'all be safe out there. Later.